having a good one out there. If I can get my camera set up. They came in the night. I'm telling you guys, they came in the night. They were Rottweilers. And they came in the night. And my phone fell off the window again. On the window. Wow. So let me set this up without killing myself or somebody else in the process. You guys having a good morning? I'll tell you about the dogs in just a second. The window. Wow. Is this better? The window. Wow. Yeah, that's better. The sweat just down my balls. I had a dream. One day my old little children will one day live in a country where they are not judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Yeah, we gotta start at the beginning, even though it doesn't make any sense. It was a weird one. I decided to take a class, a history class. And I had this really cool hip history teacher. And I was answering all the questions and doing all the things and being all cool and shit. And class got out. So I'm going back to my car. And this girl comes up to me and she said something along the lines of, "Oh my God, I'm so glad that we had class together. I learned so much. Yada, yada, yada." And I'm like, I'm trying to find my car. I'm lost. I go to the top of the school building. This is where it starts to get weird. On top of the school building, there's a train station. Really cool. I'm in San Francisco for some reason. All of a sudden, I'm in San Francisco. But I'm at this train station with ancient-looking train engines. And they're connected all on... The train system runs on top of the buildings, and I seem to have a lot of reoccurring dreams about trains and train stations. And the engine was green, and it was like either 13 or 15, engine number 13 or 15, I can't remember, but it was like an dark emerald green, and the steam was billowing out, and I couldn't find my car because I was on the wrong rooftop. And so I don't get on the train. I don't know why, but I try walking across the tracks without the train, and then a huge tsunami comes. And when the tsunami comes, I'm looking sort of third person. But they're not being consumed by the tsunami. It's almost like they're coming out of the wave, like it's part. Have you ever seen Lord of the Rings where the horses, she makes the river flood? Oh, there's a train right there. That's funny. The Amtrak's going by. What was I saying? It's like Lord of the Rings where she makes the river flood, and when the water rushes through, the horses are in like part of the water running through the water. It was like kind of like that, but you could actually see the dogs. And then I turn into a dog. Well, not everyone, but some people turn into dogs, and other dogs just appear, always having been dogs, and they're running around the streets, like running around the town. It's almost like New York style. Here's the funny thing. So I'm a dog walking down. I'm like a cool ass fucking dog too. I'm like, I don't know what I look like. I can't see myself because I'm looking first person again, but I'm a cool ass dog walking down the street. And there's other like poodles and shit. Everyone's like, whoa, what the hell's going on? And then out of a subway opening, a dog walks up the stairs, kind of like in awe because it's never been here before, right? It's this dog, and the dog's looking around like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit. And 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 we make eye contact, and it's the dog from Oliver and Company, the cool dog from Oliver and Company, and we make eye contact, and as soon as he sees me, he straightens up and starts walking towards me, and I straightened up and start walking towards him. And the dream, loud and clear as day, as loud as ever, comes from the entire dream realm, starts playing the theme song to Oliver and Company, where he's like, why should I worry? Why should I care? I'm just doing my job. I got streets of warfare. Why should I worry? And he's like dancing. He's doing his little street dog dance to the song, like we're in fucking Footloose or Grease or something like that. And I start like dance walking too. And we just walk by each other, like two cool ass dogs walking by each other. And that was it. That was it. What's the hours? It's weird. Yeah, it's cool, but I remember so vividly that the whole I was in Oliver and Company for a second with the homie. Why should I worry? Why should I care? Got some squadron in here. Brandy, what's cracking? Sir John Smith, Alchemy. Those are the ones I was able to read, at least. What up, 200 mil squad? We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it well. Yeah, I do have some weird ass dreams, man. The retreat is going to be the first large step towards the 200 mil. A 200 mil squad. All of you guys just have to become masters. Remember we did that tarot reading the other day, and it basically said everyone's got to become masters of their craft this year. So I need you guys to become masters of your craft so we can take the retreat next level, start getting way more people coming, and then we can all just have our own little positions around the Paradise Retreat, cultivating the 200 mil. Good talk. Jay Catalyst, what's cracking? What's up with the 200 mil? We're manifesting the 200 million for the squad. It is here. The 200 mil is here. We are just trying, or we're not trying, we're just creating a pipeline for it to. We're gonna need some dream interpreters on dogs, trains, Oliver and Company, history class, and ancient emerald green train engines. I'm gonna need all of that covered. They resembled Anubis. It is here, it is ours. These past couple days been big dream times for anyone, because I've been getting a lot of dreams, but I haven't been remembering. Unfortunately, I haven't been remembering too much of them. Like that dog dream I had, there was so much more that happened in that dream, but I, for the life of me, couldn't recall it. And And also had another dream this morning that I can't remember at all. Weak sauce. Having wheels. Saying it wasn't fair. I had to pay the wheels to be replaced. You're driving a car and the wheels had to be replaced. Is that what you just said? Interesting, Brandy. Brandy, you gotta get on a live and we should talk about the new esoteric, is that what you called it? The esoteric astrology? Or was it hermetic astrology? Or some kind of next level astrology? Ooh! Fuck, I can't stop yawning. The Chiron that I looked up, I remember I looked up my Chiron a long time ago, but for some reason, it didn't click like it did yesterday when you had brought it up. The one part that I brought up that I laughed about, where it said I maliciously place people in a bad light. Due to my own insecurities, and that sort of resonated because, well, the part that resonated was that it doesn't have to be a bad thing that one does that. If it's bad, but some good can be out of it. And I notice I do that a lot with other YouTubers, where I find myself hating on other YouTubers because X, Y, Z, and here's the thing. It was useful. I usually build other people up, except for when it's something like my YouTube channel. Part of me is bummed that my YouTube channel isn't growing as fast as it should, given how much time I've put into it. And so I criticize other YouTubers, especially those who have put in far less and gotten far more out of it. But this isn't how I feel as a whole. It's just one of the random things that's back there. Obviously, it's not the only reason why I make YouTube videos. I just love creating shit like this and sharing information and sharing content. I could have half as many subscribers now and still be doing what I'm doing. But my egotistical side, like, of course, gets bitter, gets jealous, gets all the things that people get. I've had this, and where it comes, and I've been realizing this over the past couple of years. That's why I keep doing what I'm doing, regardless of feeling insecure or not good enough. It's because I've realized I have this imposter syndrome, is what they call it, where no matter how far you've come, you still feel like you don't belong, and that's classic. I don't know, regardless of where it comes from, it's just things not being good. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Not taking a step forward because you're not ready, or not taking a step forward because things have to be perfect, or not allowing yourself to sort of bask in the success because you think there's still work to be done. You know what I mean? It's like workaholic type of thing. And that's been one of my, if not the number one thing I've had to work on to sort of be more successful with everything I do in my life, is to accept that I slay and maybe not get rid of the imposter syndrome. Hopefully this is helping you guys too, because imposter syndrome is probably runs rampant through the world of entrepreneurship. Sort of next level thinking and acting, period, with everyone. But I don't know, rambling at this point. But the Chiron hell helped. My Chiron was in Gemini, and that's sort of, if you have, maybe I'll do a separate video, if you have a Chiron in Gemini, or a Gemini in Chiron, you have a strength and you have a weakness. Your weakness is pretty savage, it's pretty tough, but as we learned, things tend to balance, nature tends to balance, and that weakness is also your strength, and it's just as powerful as it is a weakness. The weakness is imposter syndrome, insecurity. You never feel like you're good enough. You never, especially in communication, because Gemini is air sign communication. So someone's like, you feel like you can't get your fucking point across. People just don't understand you, and you don't feel like you're very eloquent with your speech. You sort of scorn other speakers who speak well because you think to yourself, damn, I wish I could get my message across that clear. I wish people could understand me that well. I wish I could speak my mind that fluently. And I can't, and so you're always, and so this is the negative of the Gemini Chiron. So you're always sort of putting other people down in your world who can speak well, who can share their feelings well, who can express themselves well. You're putting them down to sort of even the playing field. And you're always trying to absorb information and express yourself creatively to make up for it. So the negative side is all of that. But the positive side is you don't actually realize how good of a speaker you are because you're trapped in this imposter syndrome. Regardless of how objectively good you are at speaking and communicating, you don't ever see it because to you, you're never good enough. And that's the imposter syndrome. No matter how good you are, it's not good enough. No matter how successful you are, you're not successful enough. No matter how good you speak, it's not good enough. So you don't actually ever get to see your own expertise. You don't get to see your own successes. You don't let yourself. So what ends up happening is people see you as a phenomenal speaker, and people see you as someone who can really articulate their thoughts and really articulate their feelings and really articulate the world and what you've learned. So you run around thinking you suck, and everyone runs around thinking you're great. Which is a pretty interesting dynamic to have as far as a plus and a bonus, because yeah, you slay, but you never accept it, and you never get to enjoy the success because you never feel like you're successful, even though everyone else sees you as successful, which is what you want. You want to relay everything to everyone else. Everyone gets it. They say, got it, but you are like, no, it's not good enough. And so you keep trying to be better and better and better, and you get better and better and better, but you don't realize you're getting better because I don't know. Here's the thing when it comes to, so I was talking, Brandy, we were talking about this. Here's the thing that comes to, anyway, so I'm trying to read the comments, but Brandy and I were talking on astrology and stars dictating this, and they shouldn't have that much control over you. Sort of the way out of that is to, I think I talked about this, I did talk about this the other day, in saying that what was the example I used? Oh, the example I used was you can't take praise for doing what you do. Like you can't, if someone says, hey, I'll use myself as an example. If someone says, hey Keith, the last couple videos you put out were amazing. They were fucking amazing. There was, You spoke well, the quality was good, the audio was good, the message was good, it was clear, concise. There wasn't too much rambling. There was engagement. I loved it. What I can't do, especially as Chiron Gemini, but I'm sure this goes for every fucking sign, what I can't do is take that praise to heart. I can't say, oh my God, yes, they loved it. People loved it. They did. I gotta do more videos like that. And that's what made people happy. That makes me happy. Because if I attach to that praise, you also attach to the negative side. You have, for one to ascend, for one to rise above the swing of the pendulum, they have to disengage from the praise and from the negativity. The negativity and the praise. Because to attach to one is to attach to them both. If you latch on to the negativity, then you're almost desperate for the praise. When will the praise come? I get so much heat, but when is the praise going to come? When is my acceptance going to come? And if you attach to the praise, the moment you don't get it, your world's going to come crumbling down. If appraisal has been your whole life, if you got trophies for coming in last place and golden stars for participation, and basically the moment reality comes in and the moment this pendulum swings in the opposite direction, because you've fucking duct taped yourself to the pendulum when it was in the appraisal side of life, as soon as the pendulum swings back to the negativity, your duct taped ass is going to be swung right along with it. And you become a pawn. That's the people who are constantly going with the flow, constantly being passive, constantly only living one sort of experience. The key is to rise above the swing of the pendulum. Don't attach to the positive or the negative. That way when the pendulum swings, you don't swing with it. You can acknowledge the praise, be thankful for the praise, and be thankful for the negativity. It's almost like when we rise above, we miss the swing. When we acknowledge instead of attach, we get to experience all the beauties of life, but not become them. At least not become them in the sense that those are the things that are filling our happiness. If you go for a walk and you see a rose, it's the most beautiful rose you've ever seen. Witnessing that beauty makes you happy, and that's the name of the game. Beauty needs a witness. But to attach yourself to that rose is silly, because you know the rose isn't going to be there in a couple days. So if this one rose has become your source of happiness, your source of truth, and then it dies, what does that say about truth? It says truth isn't real because it's not always there. Sometimes it's there and sometimes it dies. And truth is not something that's there and something that isn't. Truth is something that's always truth with a capital T. It's unexplainable. That's why we can't attach it to the rose. We can't attach it to the congratulations, you did a good job at work today. And we can't attach it to fuck you, you did a terrible job at work today. Neither the praise nor the negativity can be attached to. And that's rising above the pendulum. That's sort of rising above the imposter syndrome, or rising above the I'm not good enough syndrome, or rising above the oh my God, I'm so glad everyone gave me an A+ on my last speech. Thank you, I'm so glad. Like, fuck that. Just share what you have to share. If people get it, they get it. If they don't, they don't. And chances are, people won't get it. Like, they won't. And what I would do is I would compare myself to someone like Ralph Smart or Aaron Dottie or Corey Fresco. oh, they're not saying anything really, but they're just doing all the marketing things. They're just playing people. They're getting all these subscribers. I'm just being a hater because of my own insecurities in my own channel. Fact is, even those people are putting out so much content. And say they have 500,000 subscribers. That's like 1%. That's still 1-2% of the entire population that they're able to get on board with them, which is still nothing. Even they are barely scratching the surface to what is possible, the reach that is possible for the world. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a rat race. I don't want to say like shame on you for having feelings of insecurity. Like that's going to be unavoidable. I was thinking last night of how important it is to sleep, right? Because you go to sleep at night, your brain reorganizes itself, your body does most of its healing when it's asleep, your brain does most of its integrating when you're asleep. So I thought, how could I apply that to a spiritual awakening? People say, oh, you're asleep. It's such a bad thing to be asleep. But who's to say that we don't become spiritually asleep so that we can integrate the things that we've learned while we were awake, the same way you do in life? Because trying to stay awake for 5 days in a row, you go fucking crazy. There's all kinds of fucked up tests that they would do on prisoners and shit, where they would see how long they could keep them alive and what would happen to the human mind if you did. People would go crazy. So maybe that's the role of this sort of, you find truth and you recognize it, and you have 4 or 5 years of spiritual bliss, and then you sort of lose it again for a few years, and then you remember it. Oh shit, this is what it's like. That's right. Oh my god, this is so amazing. What if that sleep, that going into the darkness, is the time where we actually get to utilize the things that we've learned while we were awake? Sort of the descent into the hero's journey into hell, to conquer the demons and to come out the other side even brighter, even more successful, even more awake than the last time. It's this sort of integration of the things we learned while we were in the light so that we could use it in the darkness. You could even say that's the role of the ascended masters that come back to this world purposefully, knowing that they will forget everything. Well, not everything, but knowing that they will be thrust back into the belly of the beast. Anywho, that seems to be it. I'm at work now. And, yeah, 200 mil squad. Let's do it. So that we can just grow paradise forests instead of the 9 to 5. That would be nice. Anywho, thanks for chilling. I'll see you guys maybe on the drive home. Peace out.